Yes,
Hello.
ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. 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 Then we'll start the class. Did you take out your PDF, everyone? PDF kon ulwa? Message ala disilu paisila ne?
Yes,
I've
ma'am.
asked you also read from page number 90, I think 3, right?
3. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Because previous pages we have completed. Okay. So in the last class, what we have discussed is we have started cytoskeleton. And what do you remember about cytoskeleton, or what is cytoskeleton? The skeleton of a cell is called as
Filamentous protein.
cytoskeleton. Yeah. Similarly, we have talked about what is it made up of. Cytoskeleton is made up of কিছুমান protein structures are there, right? And certain types of filaments. And when we talk about filaments, we have talked about 3 types, that is microtubules, microfilaments, and intermediate fibers, right? Diagrams and all we have completed. Yeah. So what are the important points from the 3 units we have talked about? The intermediate fibers or intermediate filaments, what is important from that part? Microtubules are going to be important. So today we are going to start with centriole and centrosome, right? It's given in that page. So first we have a word called as centrosome. Centrosome is a new word for you, but centriole is something that everyone know about it. Whenever we talk about the differences in a plant cell and an animal cell, one point of difference is always the presence or absence of the centriole. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes or no? Just tell me the answer. Centriole শুনিছেন না
Yes,
আগতে?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
What happened? The rest of the students slept or what since it's 8:30? Hmm? That's only one student, Nandan. I think it's you, right? Baki buki hol. Okay, anyway, skip. When we talk about the centriole, what we know that we have a structure or we have an organelle just near the nucleus, right? That is called as centriole. Second point is it is present in case of a animal cell. It is absent in case of
Animal.
a plant cell. Yes. We know centrioles duplicate, right? From one centriole, two centrioles are formed. And at which phase of cell division or at which phase of cell cycle does the duplication of centriole occur? It is always in the
S phase.
interphase. Yeah, S phase or interphase phase we have studied, right? Now, what is the function of a centriole? The main function up to now that we have studied is it helps in the process of cell division, means it helps in the formation of the spindle fibers. Yes or no? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we are talking about that centriole in details. How does the centriole look like? What is the skeleton, or how does it look from inside? Right. So when we talk about a centriole, it is no doubt an organelle, but they always remain in a pair. Right. I think in the next page you have the diagram of the centriole. Right. You have an organelle that is called as centriosome, and inside the centriosome you have a pair of centrioles. Right. Just go to the next page and see the diagram. Right. এটা organelle আছে, organelle ভিতৰত দুডাল tubule আছে, right? A tube-like structure, and that pair is called as the centriole. What happens during the process of cell division is the two centrioles will move apart, right? At the beginning, they stay close to each other, right? During cell division, what happens, or during late prophase, we see that the centrioles move from apart from each other and go to the or reach the two opposite poles, right?
Opposite poles. Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
it reaches the opposite pole. So from page number 93, just see whether you have doubts or not. What it is written, what is the centrosome? It is an organelle usually containing two cylindrical structures called centrioles. So centrioles, like inside the organelle, and the entire organelle is called a centriosome, and inside the centriosome you have two centrioles, that is tube-like structures. Right? They are called as the cell center. So just see any point that you did not understand in page number 93. They occur in all eukaryotic animal cells and take part in cell division. They are absent in prokaryotes, present in eukaryotes. Right? These are the points that you have to remember. Centriole always occurs in pairs, and that pair is also called as what? Diplosome. So what is diplosome? We have two structures together, and so it is called as diplo. Right? There is a covering that two centrioles will remain covered by a clear fibrous cytoplasm, and that is what is called as the centrosphere, right? It is also called as cynoplasm. Our centrosome কি হয় তখন? Centrioles plus centrosphere together, that structure is called as centrosome. I think this point has been depicted in the diagram that's given in the next page, right? What is important is you have to remember that the centrioles remain in pairs. Second point of interest is what is the angle between the two pairs. If you see the diagram properly, I think 90 degree has been written there. Can you see the diagram properly?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So remember the point.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. দুটা centriole মাজত যেটো degree আছে ন কেনেকে থাকে perpendicular to each other and almost in 90 degrees. Now coming to the structure of a centriole, how does the centriole look like? Before going into details, the first word that you have to remember is cartwheel-like structure. I think you have gone through the PDF, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Whenever we talk about centriole, we remember right? This is the point that we remember. Cartwheel-like structure. So what we understand by this? It looks like a wheel, right? Do we understand the meaning of a cart? What is
Yes,
a cart?
मैं बैलगाड़ी का चक्का.
हाँ, बैलगाड़ी हो सकता है या घोड़ा गाड़ी हो सकता है, जो भी है ना, that wheel is called as a cart. And how does it look like? Whenever we talk about a cart, it's something look like this, right? Just a rough diagram. So the structure of a centriole is also said to be like a wheel, and so we are using the word called as cartwheel. Whenever we are talking about this part, cytoskeleton, whenever we study, we come across two words or we come across two numbers, that is 9+0 and 9+2 structure. So the question from the MCQ point of view is, what is the question that is asked is, 9+0 is seen in, or 9+2 type of organization is seen in, right? So you have to remember about basal bodies, cilia or flavula, and you have to remember about centrioles. As far as the centriole structure is concerned, let's see the diagram first and then we'll come into details. Please go to the next page. Can you see the diagram?
Yes.
Okay. So a centriole possesses a whole of 9 evenly spaced peripheral fibrils of tubulin protein. So the first point of interest from this line is the protein that is present. It is made up of tubulin. So please take that word tubulin, right? Next, when we are talking about the structure, we have seen the word called as 9 peripheral. Peripheral means towards the side. That is what is called as
Outer side.
Yeah, outer side, right? Next, tubules are absent in the center, and so the arrangement is 9+0. So next importance is, when we talk about the centriole or the structure of the centriole, we have to remember this one, right? 9+0 type of organization is seen in case of a centriole, right? Next, when we are talking about this 9+0, what we understand is we have 9 points. Suppose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? So we have 9. 9+0 means this is nothing but the arrangement of certain types of microtubules. I think you understand what's the meaning of a microtubule. A tube-like structure, right? So the skeleton is made up of some tube-like structures. These are called as microtubules. And towards the periphery, how many microtubules are present? There are 9 microtubules, right? These 9 microtubules have subunits, or they are arranged in a form of a triplet. So you have three tubes together, and so we are using the word what? Triplet, right? Each and everything, each microtubule will have or will be arranged in a triplet. As far as the diagram is concerned, when I am drawing the diagram, this is not exactly the diagram, because we know that when we are talking about the triplet, this triplet that is towards the inner side is always bigger as compared to this one and this one. To draw it precisely, suppose this is the first one and this triplet has been named as A. Next we have the B microtubule, next we have the C microtubule. As far as B and C is concerned, both of them are the same size. But if you're talking about A, in each case, A is comparatively bigger than both of them, right? So in this case also, this will be bigger. In this case also, this will be bigger similarly.
Ma'am. अभी थोड़ा आगे आपने बताया कि मतलब सेंट्रल में 9+2 है मैम, तो यहाँ पे 9+0 क्यों लिखे?
कहाँ पे कहाँ पे
मतलब जो आगे में बोले मैम वो 9+2 ही बोले क्या मैम? 9+0 ही बोले क्या मैम?
सेंट्रियोल पे 9+0 होता है, और जो इफ आई टॉक अबाउट सीलिया एंड फ्लैजिला देन दैट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन वुड बी 9+0, सॉरी 9+2.
हाँ मैम, 9+2 वो आगे में लिखा था, हाँ मैम
दो
ठीक है।
साइटोस, हाँ, क्योंकि यू हैव टू टॉक अबाउट टू साइटोस्केलेटन, राइट? यू हैव टू टॉक अबाउट द साइटोस्केलेटन ऑफ द सेंट्रियोल, और उसके बाद क्या पढ़ना है कि साइटोस्केलेटन ऑफ द सीलिया और फ्लैजिला, right? If you are talking about the flagella, we understand it's a thread-like structure, right? So if this is a thread-like structure, so यहाँ पे तो कुछ, like if you talk about skeleton, we have to talk about this part also, right? So this is
Yes.
also could be, इसमें क्या होगा 9+2. But if you are talking about the centriole, centriole would be 9+0. Why 0? Because you have no microtubule in the center. Once you see, or if you compare both the diagrams, then everything will become clear, right? So we are discussing the centriole. So what I said is there are 9 microtubules, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? And in the center, this center would be called, or we are using a word called as hub, right? And from the hub, what happens is certain types of spokes or these lines are called as spokes. So how many spokes will arise? There obviously there will be 9 spokes joining each microtubule, right? Now, as I said, they will remain in the form of a triplet A, B, C. The same arrangement in all the cases A, B, C. Right? So this is the first thing. Second, these spokes are called as what? Radial spokes, right? Radial spokes will arise from the hub. What are the spokes? Nothing but tube-like structures again. Next, if you are talking about this microtubule and this microtubule, or you are talking about the 9 microtubules, all the microtubules will be linked with each other, right? If you have gone through the notes, have you seen something called as CA linker?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So this question is also asked because we'll be comparing two structures, one of a centriole and the other of flagella. So there are certain points of differences between them, right? So if you're coming to this, they will have a linker that is called as CA. Now, what we understand by linker, anything that's linked is called as CA. So these microtubules will be linked with each other, and what would be the link? It will be something like this: CA linker. Next time, again, this C would link to A. This C would link to A. Is the point understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So it looks like a wheel, and so it is called as a cartwheel. Is the point understood up till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next, we have something. Just look into the diagram. We have something called as pericentriolar structures or satellites, right? So in this case, I don't know whether the diagram is clear or not in your PDF, right? A dotted structure, right, would be seen next to this C microtubule, right, in each and every one. Look, I have already said that you have to make a comparison between the cytoskeleton of a centriole and the cytoskeleton of cilia or flagella, right? So what is the similarity between both the diagram is this diagram or the cytoskeleton of a centriole also looks like a cartwheel, and the cytoskeleton of flagella also looks like a cartwheel. So both of them will be almost like this, but there are points of differences. Some differences would be, in this case, we are drawing this dotted portion, right? But when we'll draw the cytoskeleton in case of flagella or cilia, this dotted structure that is called as pericentriolar satellite would be absent. Instead, they will be surrounded by a membrane. So the first point of difference that we observed is this structure has a membrane or it does not have a membrane. Centriolos ki thakibo membrane khon na thake kintu ciliar kite cytoskeletonor kotha kom tite ki thakibo membrane khon thakibo. So here what we have pericentriolar satellite, right? Okay. Next. Okay. Now the next question is, ebilakok ki boli koisilu? Spokes, no? Radial spokes boli koisilu. I think we have written, right? Now the point is, what is the origin of a radial spoke, right? When you see this structure, when you read this structure, you will come across certain words called as X bodies and Y bodies. PDF में है, पता नहीं पढ़ा कि नहीं, right? So you have something called as X bodies and Y bodies. What happens is this entire thing inside this you have the cytoplasm. So what happens in this portion, no, inner to A microtubule, each and every A microtubule, you will see thickening of the cytoplasm. Okay, सबसे पहले तो radial spoke develop ऐसे नहीं करते हैं. How does it happen is you have the A microtubule, inner to the A microtubule, you have thickening of the cytoplasm, and from this thickening of the cytoplasm, the radial spokes arise. Similarly, in this case also, inner to the A microtubule, you will see thickening of the cytoplasm, and this is the origin of the radial spokes. Similarly, in this case also, if you see the diagram, there are certain dotted areas in the radial spokes, and these dotted areas are called as what? X bodies. So questions are saying, what is X bodies? X bodies is nothing but the thickening of the cytoplasm. Where will you find this X bodies? Inner to the A microtubule. What is the function of the X bodies? It gives rise to the radial spoke. Now, within this X bodies, you see another thickening, but that thickening is less as compared to this. So between each and every thickening, you will see another thickening that is called as Y bodies. Did you go through it? Just look at this one. X bodies you understood? Now this X and this X will remain connected like this, right? Through what? Through Y bodies. Right? As far as functions of Y bodies is concerned, it's not us. Yes, please ask. Your voice is not clear, please. Akaba Khuda? মই ধৰিব পৰা নাই নেটৱৰ্কৰ ইস্যু আছে নেকি? Are you asking me about the diagram? Can any one of you hear the question? What is he asking?
No, ma'am.
Okay. I'm sorry, I could not hear you. Just try to ask once more. Hello? Hello? Okay. Diagram to ki koisa ma sunai nai kosa. Kunubai jodi sunisa, please put the question to me.
Ma'am, saga diagram to akko ebar bujai kobo karone koi ase.
Diagram to akko ebar bujai dibo lage no. Diagram to kuntu portion. So first, mo voice to sunisa nai halke.
Hello. Was clear.
No. Who asked me the question? The Nikita. One who asked me the question. Nikita, can you hear my voice? Kuna paisa bhalke?
Ma'am, I can hear, but she is unable to hear.
Who can hear? Nikita? Okay, Nikita, can you hear me? No. Oh, yes.
I can hear you, but she can't hear you. Whoever asked
Like,
you, she can't hear you.
okay, you all can hear. Nandan and you can hear me, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Only Nikita cannot hear
Yes,
me.
ma'am.
The one who was
Ma'am, I
asking
am
me the
Nikita
question.
myself.
Oh,
नहीं मैम
you
वो
are Nikita.
कंफ्यूजन हो गया मैम निकिता भी किसी का आवाज आगे किया है मैम ऐसा हो गया मैम कोई और पूछे ऐसा
Okay,
हो
जो भी है. Question किसने पूछा?
पता नहीं चल रहा है मैम
Okay, कोई बात नहीं. Maybe we can talk about it later also. Right? Okay. Now, up till here, what we have studied.
মেম তাই টেক্সট কৰিছে ডায়াগ্ৰামটো বুজাই দিব দিছে আৰু এবাৰ
ডায়াগ্ৰামটো বুজাই দিব দিছে তাই এতিয়া তাৰ ভয়েসটো শুনিছে নে নাই শুনিলেহে মই ডায়াগ্ৰামটো বুজাই দিম ভয়েসটো শুনিলে বাৰু ডায়াগ্ৰামটো বুজাই ওকে চলো I'll explain it once again. Okay, see, what we are discussing is we are discussing the cytoskeleton of a centriole. What is a centriole? We understand. How does a centriole look like from inside? The centriole is made up of certain tube-like structures, and these tubes are called as microtubules, right? Microtubule is something that we have already studied in the last class. As far as the number of microtubules is concerned, how many microtubules could you find in the cytoskeleton of a centriole? You see an arrangement of 9 plus 0 microtubules in the centriole. What does 9 plus 0 mean? 9 plus 0 means you don't have any microtubule or you don't have any tube-like structure in the center. Instead, what you have is 9 peripheral microtubules, right? So mainly in the diagram, we can see 3 microtubules arranging at one point, but inside of that, this tree would be considered as one. So if this tree is the one, this would be the second arrangement, this would be the third arrangement. So similarly, we have like this 9 arrangements or 9 assemblies of microtubules, right? Each set is made up of 3 parts, right? Microtubule A, microtubule B, and microtubule C. As far as the size of these microtubules are concerned, A is bigger, B and C almost the same. If you are talking about bigger and smaller, what we understand is, what is this? Nothing but a microtubule. In the last class, we have talked about the microtubule. Microtubule will keneke arrange hoye thake. Eneke kisuman tube pe eta dangor tube form kore na kore. So this was nothing but the microtubule, right? So in this case also, this A microtubule would be made up of 13 tube-like structures, or in a short form, what I'll write is 13 tubes. And B and C would be made up of 10. So we can say that the size of this one is comparatively bigger when we are comparing all three of them, right? So how does A microtubule will look like? 13 ka arcadia, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So this is a hollow structure. I think you remember the difference between a microtubule and a microfilament. If it is a hollow structure, it is a microtubule. If it does not have a space in the middle, then obviously it is called as a microfilament or it is thread-like. This one is tube-like. So this is a tube, this is a tube, this is a tube. This tube would look like this because 13 small tubes combined together to form one microtubule that resembles microtubule A. Similarly, in case of B and C, এনেকুৱা কেইটা থাকিব 10টা, right? Is the point understood?
yes ma'am
Okay, next, the next point, how many microtubules কিমান থাকিব peripheral? 9টা. 9 of them would be linked with each other, right? So if this is one set, this is the other set, all the sets of tubes will be linked with each other, but you have to remember the linking area, right? A linker to the one that links this set to this set would be called as CA linker, right? So question ahead, A2 microtubule or A2 microtubule key linker link hoye ase. So it is CA, and why we are saying it as CA? Because this C links with A, similarly this C links with A, and so the name of it is CA linker. That is the second point. Third point is, we know in the cytoskeleton of the centriole, in the center is also called as hub. in the center, they do not have any microtubules. So it is almost an open space or a hollow structure, right? From the hub or from the center, what we see is certain type of spokes coming out, right? Our A spokes will form for actually the radial spokes are formed by something called as X bodies. Now the question is, what is X body? X body is nothing but the thickening of the cytoplasm, and which area of cytoplasm we are concerned with is that amount of cytoplasm that is inner to microtubule A. So if you are talking about all these and microtubules, ভিতৰখিনিত কি থাকিব ভিতৰখিনিত obviously liquid থাকিব you have inside a cell কি থাকে cytoplasm থাকে right so ইয়াতে কি থাকিব cytoplasm থাকিব গোটেই cytoplasm খিনি কি হ'ব যতে A বিলাক আছে A বিলাৰ এইখিনি জায়গাত অকমান thickening হ'ব right and that thickening is called as X bodies. X bodies of কি হ'ব radial spokes বিলাক originate কৰিব. This radial spoke will join this microtubule with the center. This microtubule with the center. Similarly, we have an arrangement like this. Next, the radial spokes are also connected with each other. Connected between two X bodies, you have a lesser thickened area that is called as Y bodies. So, দুটা X of কোনে connect কৰে Y connect কৰি দিয়া. আকৌ দুটা X of কোনে connect কৰিলে Y. So, you have a structure like this. এইখিনিলৈকে বুজি পাইছান নাই?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The next point is presence or absence of a membrane. Eta organelle, whenever we talk about organelles, if you remember, we have talked about membrane, less organelles, and organelles with membrane. And if we are talking about organelles with membrane, we remember single membrane, double membrane, etc., etc. So if you are talking about the centriole, this is the arrangement. Does it have a membrane? No, it does not have a membrane. But if you are talking about a flagella, obviously you have a membrane. We'll see it later. So these are the points of interest. So we'll go through the notes now. Each centriole has 9 peripheral fibrils. Each fibril is made up of 3 subfibrils, right? Fibrils adjacent triplet fibrils are connected to each other by something called as CA linker, right? You have something called as hub. Hub ki hoy? Ki hoy? Hub ki hoy? So rod-shaped protein structure. So you have protein. This is called as hub. And from the hub, the radial spoke arises. Radial spokes remain connected with the microtubule to the center, and that center is called as hub. Okay. Next, cartwheel appearance, we understood. Come to the last point. The centriole does not have a membrane boundary, but it is surrounded by pericentriolar satellites. Pericentriolar satellites. Dotted, sabote thakibo. Ekhini kami ki boli koiso pericentriolar satellites. And pericentriolar satellites are also called as, they also have another name. It is called as Massulae, Massule, right? Or it could be also called as a microtubule generator, right? Yata MTG buliu koi. Right? So this word is important. MTG. So we see a structure like this. It does not have a membrane. It has something called as pericentriolar satellite. What is the function? It is the origin of the microtubule. So microtubule generator. Generator mane ki? Je june microtubules bilak origin ba kopra origin hobo, yar pra origin hobo. Right? So ebilak thakibo, yar pra ki hobo, microtubules originate koribo, and this is what is called as MTG. Now listen. As far as the diagram is concerned, if it is from the board's point of view, obviously you have to practice the diagram. From entrance point of view, diagram to practice for dokar nahi. So jekita point important boli koiso, hegita point pohile hol, right? Please go through and see, is there any point that you did not understand? What is the function of MTG? What is Massulae? What is pericentriolar satellite? Right? Any question?
No, ma'am.
right? So please mark the points that are important instead of having the entire stuff, right? Next, you come to the functions of a centriole. One function that we always talk about is obviously they have a role in cell division. What is, to be precise, they are the ones who will form the spindle fibers during cell division. The first function, it helps in the organization and development of cilia and flagella. Right, so centriole, no doubt they help in the formation of spindle fibers, but they are also responsible for the formation of cilia and flagella. And whenever we talk about cilia and flagella, what we know about them is they are nothing but locomotory organs, right? Difference between a cilia and flagella, at least one difference to ami janwe, flagella is comparatively longer as compared to cilia. As far as the number is concerned, the number of flagella is less, the number of cilia is more, right? One example of an organism that has cilia, one example of an organism that has flagella. Eta eta example কোৱা?
Flagella cyanobacteria.
Flagella কাৰ থাকিব? এটা example কৰি কোন? জানো না জানো?
याद था मैम, भूल गया। साइनोबैक्टीरिया में पढ़ाए थे मैं उसका रिवीजन ही नहीं किया।
Now if you tell me after reading so many lessons, if you all tell me that I don't know what a flagella is, who has a flagella?
फ्लैजेला पता है मैम, बेसल बॉडी हुक लाइक स्ट्रक्चर।
फ्लैजेला क्या होता है? लोकोमोटरी ऑर्गन। हां मैम, लोकोमोटरी ऑर्गन, राइट? Types of flagella, structure of flagella, ये सब तो we have already read.
मैम वो तो पढ़ाए थे मैम, बेसल बॉडी हुक लाइक स्ट्रक्चर। कहां पे पढ़ाए थे? बैक्टीरिया में, दूसरा क्लास में। Obviously, biological classification, when we have talked about that prokaryotic cell bacteria, then we have drawn the flagella also, right? So one organism that has flagella could be a bacteria, one organism that has cilia, paramecium. Remember the diagram, no, of paramecium where we have some hair-like structures, and these are called as what? Cilia. And if you're talking about a bacteria, this would be called as what? Flagella, right? So another function of a centriole is it is responsible for the formation of a cilia or flagella, and it is also responsible as, if you're talking about a cell like this, suppose ये bacteria है, right? From which part will the flagella develop? Either it will develop from here or here or here. So it's who decides that is the position of the centriole, right? Wherever the centriole is, from that area itself, the flagella will divide. But before talking about the development of flagella or role of centriole in the formation of flagella, we have to read something called as basal body. One way of saying is cilia or flagella originates from the basal body. Previously, what I said is cilia or flagella originates from the centriole. Now, which statement is correct? Have you gone through the notes? PDF पढ़ा नहीं? हाँ मैम, PDF को खोल के रखा हूँ मैम, सामने है, मैं पढ़ा भी हूँ। पढ़ा नहीं है, खाली खोल के रखा हूँ मैम, पढ़ा हूँ मैम। Okay, पढ़ाओ. Okay, now tell me, which statement is correct? Cilia and flagella originate from centriole. Cilia and flagella originate from the basal body. Basal body से. It originates from the basal body. We don't say that cilia and flagella originate from centriole. Okay. But in functions of centriole, what did we write? We wrote the centriole is responsible for the structure and development of the flagella. So both of the statements should always mean the same. Now we have a word called as basal body. We know the flagella or the cilia will always originate from the basal body. Now what is a basal body? Body we understand. And since we have a word called as basal, so we understand that we are talking about a structure that is at the base of the cell. Base तो पता है शायद, right? So what is basal body? See, you have a cell, right? This is the nucleus. Near the nucleus, what you have is the centriole, right? Why I'm drawing it like this? Because we have already read about that 90-degree structure, yes, right? So this is called as what? Centriole. What is the position of the centriole in the cell? It is obviously near the nucleus, right?
During the process of cell division, what happens is this centriole will move here and this centriole will move here, right? We know because it moves to the two opposite poles. Now, whenever the centriole moves to the pole and it remains attached with this plasma membrane, then this structure is called as basal body. So what is basal body? The other name of a centriole. But you will be using the word centriole whenever it is here or whenever it is in the two poles. But whenever the centriole touches or remains attached with the membrane, then we do not use the word centriole. Instead, the name for it is basal body. Is the point understood?
Yes,
basal body কি হয়? Centriole হয়, কিন্তু যেহেতু centriole to base of থাকে, এখানে তাক কি বুলি কৈছে? Basal body বুলি কৈছে. Right? So basal body is also called as kinetosome, blepharoplast, or it is also called as a basal granule. Please go to the next page. Right? If you are talking about basal body, they are found in eukaryotic cells, right? Bearing either cilia or flagella. They resemble in structure and chemical components and with the centriole. Means if you are talking about the structure of a centriole and the structure of the basal body, almost the same, right? Cilia, flagella, the structure is the same, except certain points of difference. What are the points of difference between centriole and basal body? Look, as far as the position is concerned, if the centriole, if you are talking about centrioles, it is like perinuclear. Means what? It is almost near the nucleus. If the centriole is below or at the basal position or attached with the plasma membrane, then it will be called as a basal body. Agar nucleus ke paas mein hota hai, then it is called as centriole. If it is attached with the plasma membrane or at the base of a cell, it is called as basal body. First point. Second point is centriole is always 2 in number. Basal body depends on how many cilia or flagella does a cell have. Because if a cell has 2 or 3 flagella, then obviously basal body kitna hona padega? 3. Right? If the organism has 4 flagella, then basal body kitna hoga? 4. But if you are talking about centrioles, the number of centriole is always 2. Size, centriole is small as compared, right? Function, the function of the centriole is it helps in cell division. And if you're talking about the function of basal body, it gives rise to cilia and flagella, and it is also responsible for the movement of cilia and flagella. How will the cilia move? In which direction will it move? Everything is decided by the basal body. So we have said that, or we have used 2 words. One is called as the centriole and the other is called as the basal body. When is the centriole called as the basal body? I think you all understood. What is the function of a basal body? It gives rise to cilia or flagella, and also it controls the movement of the cilia and flagella. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next, cilia and flagella. Again, if you are talking about it, we have to see certain differences between the two. Some just general GK questions. One is long, one is short. Flagella lesser in number. Cilia, if you are talking about it, more in number. Occurs usually at the anterior end of the cell. What we understand by the anterior? Anterior, posterior, pata hai na? If you're talking about the
front part.
Yes. So it occurs at the anterior end of the cell. And if you're talking about cilia, it is hair-like structures that arises throughout the cell. Just imagine the diagram of paramecium. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, we have a last point that is called as usually beat independently, and in the cilia heading, what we have written is they beat in a coordinated manner. Now, what we understand by the word beat? Point to dekisan nai cilia or flagella duitar majot tolot ki likha ache last point is kokhon beat independently or beat in a coordinated manner.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the meaning?
उनका फंक्शन कोऑर्डिनेटेड होगा मैम. मतलब लोग काम करेंगे एक साथ कोऑर्डिनेट करेंगे मैम. लिंक रहेगा.
Please say again.
मैम दोनों का फंक्शन सिलिया में कोऑर्डिनेटेड मतलब लिंक रहेगा मैम.
फंक्शन मतलब cilia का जो फंक्शन है वो तो flagella का भी वही फंक्शन है. That it's used as a locomotory organ. So with the help of cilia also our organism will move from one place to another. With the help of flagella also our organism will move from one place to another.
ये beat वाला word तो समझ में नहीं है.
Beat क्या है? ऐसा तो नहीं है कि they keep on beating someone. What about the rest of the students? Are you understanding? Or it is just between me and one student? बाकी বিলাকে বুজি পাইছা নে নাই? क्या हुआ?
मैम बीट वर्ड तो बुझी पा नहीं.
Beat word to বুজি পোৱা নাই তাকে কবা নালাগে ন. Beat মানে কি? We are talking about movement. ঠিক আছে? So suppose আমাৰ দুটা সেল আছে, ঠিক আছে? এইটো এটা সেল আৰু এইটো এটা সেল. এইটো কি আছে? ধৰা flagella আছে, right? So flagella টোৱে suppose এইটো দুটা flagella আছে, ঠিক আছে? এইডাল flagella আৰু এইডাল flagella দুইটাৰ ওপৰত ডিপেন্ডেন্ট নহয়. Means if this flagella wants to go like this flagella might not want to go in the same direction. It might sometimes go in the opposite direction also. But if you're talking about cilia, no? Cilia bilake hodai, they work in coordination. If they are moving like this, then all the cilia will move in this direction. If they are moving in this direction, all the cilia would move in this direction. So, ihote etar logot eta relate hoile eta particular direction of যায়, right? And the cilia move in the same direction. But if you're talking about flagella, they are independent. Kuntu kole যায়, it's not like in a coordinated manner. Do you remember we have talked about something called as diatoms? Diatoms, dinoflagellate.
Yes, ma'am. Diatoms. Yes, ma'am.
Right? Yes, we have talked about dinoflagellate, and what we remember about dinoflagellate, a structure like this,
yes,
where it has a transverse flagella and it has a longitudinal flagella.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So transverse flagella wanted to go this way and longitudinal flagella wanted to go this way. As a result, what happened? They kept rotating in the same area. Right? So what I want to say is, if an organism has two or more flagella, so they are not dependent on each other. এটা flagella কোনটো সাইডে যাব, কিটো flagella সেইটো সাইডে যাব বুলি কোনো একো কথা নাই. কিন্তু cilia কি আছে যে এইবিলাক গোটেইবোৰ cilia ন, এই cilia টো যদি এপিনে মুভ কৰিছে তে obviously বাকি cilia বিলাকেও এপিনে মুভ কৰিব. This is what is called as beating in a coordinated method and usually beat independently. What to बुझी पाइसा?
Yes ma'am. मैं मतलब beating मतलब movement बोल रहे हैं ना.
Yeah, movement. Okay. Okay. Next, structure of the cilia and flagella. Just go through the diagram. What we see this time, we see an arrangement of 9+2 microtubule or 9+2 organization. Right? When we talk about 9+2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and center में क्या होगा? 2. Both this microtubule will remain connected by this microtubule would be called, or this connection would be called as a bridge. BRIDGE. Right? Next, while we were talking about the cytoskeleton of a centriole, we know they also had 9, but here we also have 9. In the centriole, the center did not have any microtubules, but in case of cilia and flagella, we see the presence of 2 microtubules. The second point of difference is in a centriole, there was something called as a triplet, but in this case, yes, we have a doublet. Right. Right. Another similarity, in case of a centriole, A was bigger and it has 13 microtubules. In this case also, in case of cilia or flagella, A is bigger and it also has 13 microtubules. As far as B is concerned, it had 10 in centriole, and in case of cilia and flagella also, this would be made up of kenuka hobo 10 ta. Is the point understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next. Right, go through the diagram. This time, right? Linker to नाम की A B linker. This one is A, this one is B. Argot of की असले C A linker. So you have to see the difference also. That was C A linker. This one is A B linker. So what you do, the best way of reading this to cytoskeleton is you take out the differences between the two. One has membrane, the other does not have a membrane. One has a triplet, the other has a doublet. Right? One is 9+0, the other is 9+2. So please make a short note and the difference nikal ke rakho. Okay? Because the questions would be asked about the this one also. Right? So every time, right? AB linker. So this one would be linked with this one. Right? So this one will be linked with this one. Right? This one will be linked with this one. And similarly, we will have a cartwheel structure. Next point is this structure would have a membrane. Centrioles ki asile membrane nasile, instead of a membrane ki asile pericentriolar satellite asile. Kintu yate ki ase protoplasmic sheath, no, this membrane. Please go through the diagram. Right? It has, or it is called as protoplasmic sheath. Similarly, in this case also, they will have something called as radial spokes. How many spokes? Obviously, 9 of them. Right? Next is, whenever we talk about this microtubule, whenever we are talking about a microtubule, another point that you have to remember. First point, what we understood is, this A has how many subunits? 13 of them. Right? Next, from this A, what you can see is, this is nothing but a radial spoke. Right? In case of cilia or flagella, whenever we are talking about a microtubule, they will have 2 arms. This one and this one. Both of them are called as arms. From each A microtubule, they will have 2 arms. With one arm, they will be linked with the B microtubule of this one, and this one, this smaller arm would be called as hook. So this one will have a hook. Similarly, this one will have a hook. Right? This is A. Again, A and B. Similarly, each A microtubule will have 2 arms, but the presence of 2 arms was not seen in case of a centriole. Understood?
Yes, ma'am, hook भी नहीं था उसमें. हुक भी नहीं था, हुक तो इसी में मैम सीरिया और फ्लैजेलम.
Now see if you have any doubts from this question. And this central portion is called as the central ectoderm portion. About we have used the word called as hub that was present in case of a centriole. We have a word called as exoneme that is associated with the cytoskeleton of cilia or flagella. Point of difference, I think you can understand. I mean, you have understood now 9+0 and 9+2, right? Next, ये दोनों क्या है?
Central microtubule.
These are microtubules or central microtubules. ये क्या है? ये भी microtubules है, right? But this microtubule has 2 units together attached to each other. So these are called as subunits. But this one is single and this one is single. So these 2 are called as singlets.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Center में जो microtubules है, they are made up of just one microtubule, and so they are called as singlets. Or periphery में, the microtubules are in the form of double structure, and so they are called as
doublet.
ইয়াতে সাবটিউবুল কেন থাকিব দুটা দুটা থাকিব ইয়াতে এটাও সাবটিউবুল না থাকে এখানে সিংলেট বুজি কব এটা কিবা হেৰি আছে নেকি ডাউট আছে নেকি
নাই ম্যাম
as far as the question You have a section called as important points in your notes. That
Yes,
portion
ma'am.
is important, right? So the question that is maximum asked is about the two types of proteins that are found here. Because we know cytoskeleton itself is nothing but a proteinaceous structure. It is made up of some protein structures, right? And the two names of the protein is, if you can see, you have a word called as dynein protein and
Yes, ma'am.
nexin protein, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So उसपे ही questions आता है. So question that is asked is, dynein protein is found in, or arms of A has dash protein, or the question could be the protein associated with the cytoskeleton of cilia or flagella. Right, the protein associated with the cytoskeleton of cilia or flagella are dynein and also nexin. Nexine.
मैम जो नेक्सिन प्रोटीन है मतलब वो सेंट्रल के दोनों ब्रिज को बनाता है, वही प्रोटीन है क्या?
हाँ, इंटर डबलेट लिंकर्स यहाँ पे.
हाँ,
यहाँ पे नेक्सिन होगा, ऊपर से डायनिन. And microtubules of cilia and flagella, obviously tubulin protein तो होगा, right? So yes, everything will have tubulin protein, right? And especially in this A, यहाँ पे क्या होगा? Dynein protein, और यहाँ पे क्या होगा? Nexin.
नेक्सिन.
So, yeah. So you have to remember the name. Okay. Important points यहाँ पे लिखा है. Just come to point number 4. The doublets are tilted at an angle of 10 degrees.
10 degrees.
What are we talking about? Doublets means we are talking about this portion, right? So this one and the center. It is the center হিসাবে ধরো. It is radius হবো, no? It is the center হয়. এখানে radius হবো. Radius আৰু microtubules বিলাকৰ যদি আমি angle আঁকো, এইটো কিমান হবো?
10 degree.
10 degree. But if you are talking about the centriole, তাতো এটা point আছে. এইটো point I don't know whether you have studied or
90 degree पे था.
Centriole नहीं. In case of the cytoskeleton of a centriole, center और microtubules का angle कितना होगा?
40 degree.
हाँ, वहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है point. ठीक है?
yes.
So what we understand, center, or if you're talking about the radius and the arrangement of the microtubules, they will always remain in a form of an angle, or they will form an angle. Cilia or flagella में, what is the point of, what is the angle? That is 10 degrees. And in case of centriole, center or microtubules के बीच में जो angle form करेंगे, that angle, what is the measure? It is 40 degrees, right? So make a comparison between the two cytoskeleton. Today that's your homework. As far as function of cilia and flagella is concerned, I think we understand. There is nothing to understand over here. So is the cytoskeleton portion clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So खाली difference किटा उलाई लो बा, हाँ? Difference किटा उलाई लो ले next time परीक्षा अगर possibly easy होगा instead of going through the entire note.
Yes.
Okay. Next topic would be microbodies. What we understand by the word microbodies, some small organelles or small structures inside a cell that is called as microbodies. Right? 3 types of microbodies are present. So small single membrane bound organelles associated with oxidation reaction, and these are called as microbodies. 3 types, that are spherosome, peroxisome, and glycosome. Right? First is spherosome. The most important point about spherosome, whenever you hear this word, what you need to remember is these are called as plant lysosomes.
Yes, ma'am. Plants.
That is the most important point. ठीक है? तो spherosome question की है. The first question है lysosome is present in plant cell and animal cell. Obviously, it's present in only in case of an animal cell. Lysosomes are absent in a plant cell, but spherosomes act as plant lysosomes. And whenever we talk about lysosome, what is the function? Lysosome का function क्या है?
Suicidal waste product को remove करते हैं. Suicidal
bags, or it is a bag of acids, right? So cleanliness, removal of waste from the body, everything is done by that lysosome. So in case of plants, who do the function? It is the spherosome. That's the first point. Second point. हाँ.
Spherosome सब बताया था, smooth endoplasmic reticulum में भी यही काम करते हैं. वो यही है क्या?
It originates from.
Oh, अच्छा ठीक है.
It originates from smooth. देखो, if you are talking about this microbodies, no, we will be talking about 3 types of microbodies, and all the 3 types of microbodies originate from endoplasmic reticulum itself. So peroxisome also originates from endoplasmic reticulum. If you're talking about glycosomes also, it originates from endoplasmic reticulum. So perosomes also originate from endoplasmic reticulum, but to be specific, we have to talk about it as SCR, smooth, because we know endoplasmic reticulum, we have talked about smooth, rough and smooth, right? So perosomes originate from smooth. Next point that is important from this section is who discovered. Question has been asked about the scientists also, right? So jikita point is hekita bhalke poriba, discover kone korisile, right? Next, origin kopra hoise, function ki plant lysosomes buli koi, storage and synthesis of fat, right? So these 3 or 4 points. Nothing much to explain. I think it's understood. Next, we come to a word called as peroxisome. Do you remember that we have talked about peroxisome before?
Which chapter? Photosynthesis and hair plants.
Photosynthesis. Then we have talked about what? C2 cycle. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. C2 cycle is also called as what? Photorespiration.
Photorespiration.
Yeah. C2 cycle is the basic difference between C3 plants and C4 plants.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? C2 cycle originates or takes place in. It is also called as a 3-cell organelle process. Yes, 3 cells are associated for C2 cycle, and what are the 3 cells? Mitochondria, chloroplast, and peroxisome.
Yes,
so peroxisome is nothing but a microbody that originates from the endoplasmic reticulum, right? Who has discovered, name of the scientist is important. Peroxisome is an organelle that has 2 types of enzymes that work in opposite direction. एक ही body है, 2 different types of enzymes present inside that organelle. One is peroxide producing enzyme, and the other is peroxide destroying enzyme. Both the enzymes are present inside that same organelle. Is the point understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Peroxisome is the organelle. Inside the organelle, what you will find? You will find 2 types of enzymes. One enzyme is responsible for the production of peroxide, and the other enzyme is responsible for the breaking of the peroxide. And if you are talking about peroxide, I think if you remember in the C2 cycle, we have talked about the production of H2O2. Hydrogen peroxide or kotha koisilo, right? So, 3 cell organelle process, right? Chloroplast asile, peroxisome asile, and mitochondria asile. So, kuntu cell ki produce korisile, hekita point is important asile. We have talked about some chemical structures called as, or we have talked about some chemical compounds called as serine, glycine, glyoxylate, when we were discussing about the C2 cycle, right? Yes, peroxisome, what was the most important product? Obviously, glycine was synthesized in that cell. Together with glycine, H2O2 also gets synthesized, right? What happens to that H2O2? Because of the enzyme that is present inside the peroxisome, that H2O2 gets broken down into water and oxygen. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Or not
yes,
clear?
Clear, ma'am.
বুঝি পাইছেন না বাকি বিলাক স্টুডেন্ট বুঝি পাইছেন না?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next we have glyoxysome. Glyoxysome or main kam ki? That it is a microbody, and in this microbody, what happens? In this microbody, the fat that is present in this microbody gets broken down into carbohydrates, right? So, enukwa eta microbody ase, jo hei microbody ba hei cell tor bhitor jiman bur fat asile, hei fat bila gutebur bhangi pelai ki hoi jay, carbohydrate hoi jay. That's the first point, and that is what is called as what? Also called as glyoxylate cycle. So, glyoxysome ki hoy? Glyoxylate cycle hoy. Glyoxylate cycle of ki hoy? What happens in glyoxylate cycle? Fat gets converted into carbohydrate. Second point. The third point is glyoxylate cycle is seen in plants or animals. Glyoxylate cycle क्या होता है कि जितना भी fat that is present inside the cell, it gets converted to carbohydrate. So as a result, what happens? Fats keep on breaking. So this is something that you can see in case of a plant cell, or you can see in case of an animal cell.
Plant cell होना चाहिए.
Yeah, glyoxylate cycle is seen only in case of a plant cell. If suppose glyoxylate cycle is present also in case of an animal cell, तब तो what happens?
हमारा energy छीन लेगा.
Yeah, then what happens? You don't have to go to the gym also. क्योंकि natural तो हो ही रहा है. You don't have to burn your fat. You don't have to go for exercise. Right? So these are the points again who has discovered. Right? So glyoxylate cycle in glyoxysome. What is glyoxysome? It's a microbody. What happens in glyoxylate? The fat gets converted into carbohydrate. Where can you see this? You can see this in the plant cells. Clear? Yes, so those three were microbodies. Next, we have the most important component of a cell, or the most important organelle of a cell, obviously the nucleus. Right? So questions about nucleus, who has discovered? We have already read about it. Robert Brown. Right? Yes, Robert Brown has discovered the nucleus by experimenting on which cell? By experimenting on the root cells of orchid. So you have to remember that point also. Root cells of orchid. Right? Next point is, what is there inside the nucleus? Inside the nucleus, you can see genetic material. So there should be someone who has proved that, right? So a name of a scientist, that is Hemmerling, who has shown that nucleus contains genetic material. He experimented on Acetabularia. Remember Acetabularia? Umbrella plant.
Largest unicellular plant.
Yes, largest unicellular plant. Very good. Okay. Next, nucleus or किस बारे information दिया है? It can be binucleate depending on cell to, organism to organism. Right? According to the cell theory, what does it say? It says that every cell has one large nucleus. But obviously, we have certain exceptions. Remember the exceptions to the cell theory. So, what does the cell theory say? Each and every cell has one nucleus. But there were certain exceptions. Exceptions were some cells have more than one nucleus. The next exception is some cells do not have nucleus. Yes or no? RBC, sieve cells, protozoa, they do not have a nucleus. Right? So, binucleate you can see in case of Paramecia, multinucleate in case of certain type of fungi, certain type of algae. Right? Nucleus is absent in mature mammalian RBC, sieve tubes, etc. Multinucleated condition you can see in case of amoeba, in case of certain plants. In case of plants, when the plant cell shows multinucleate condition, we use a word that is called a phenocytic condition. When an animal cell shows a multinucleate condition, we use the word called as syncytium.
Yes,
right? Multinucleate condition in case of plants, or multinucleate condition in case of animals. We have two terms, phenocytic condition and syncytium. Right? Position of the nucleus. When we talk about positions, we have given many information, but what is important is we have to talk about just two cells, plant cell and the animal cell. In case of a plant cell, where will you find the nucleus? Center में या periphery में?
Plant cell का तो periphery में है, central में vacuole है.
You see it in the periphery, right? Or and in the animal cell, obviously in the center. So similarly, depending on which organism you are talking about, the position of the nucleus can be different. इसमें तो कुछ समझाने वाला बात है नहीं शायद, right? Nucleus is also called as the master cell organelle. ठीक है? Shape of the nucleus, it could be oval, it could be bilobed, it could be trilobed. We have certain examples of that. Coming to the structure of the nucleus. When we talk about the structure of the nucleus, here kiso, is it? Round structures, right? Membrane present or absent?
Present है.
Nucleus का membrane होता है कि नहीं होता है?
Nuclear membrane तो होता ही है.
Nucleus का membrane आता नहीं? Obviously ऐसे. Double membrane. Outer, inner, right? Next. Membrane, continuous and discontinuous. Obviously discontinuous. You have a pore. And this is called as what?
Nuclear pore.
Nuclear pore. Next. In the outer membrane, you will have ribosome. Right? Next. Inside the nucleus, what you can see is the genetic material. right? You can say it as chromatin, chromosome, etc. Right? You have a dense structure. It is called as nucleolus. Right? Question that is asked about nucleolus. Nucleolus is a membrane-bound structure, a membrane-less structure. It is a membrane-less structure. But the nucleus is a membrane-bound structure. Right? Next, you have a covering that is called as nuclear lamina. See the diagram that is drawn. Right? Next, from the nuclear membrane, what you see is the development of endoplasmic reticulum. From here. So, question I have, endoplasmic reticulum is formed from, or who forms endoplasmic reticulum? It develops from endoplasmic reticulum, develops from the nuclear membrane.
लेकिन ये रफ के लिए था ना मैम, और आप पता है स्मूथ रफ से निकलते हैं.
हाँ. Okay. So almost. Then we have something called as nuclear envelope. Right? Nuclear envelope. The space between the two nuclear membranes is called as perinuclear space. Perinuclear space. Envelope is also called as karyotheca. Or with a name. Theca means what? The covering. Karyo. Obviously, we are concerned with the nucleus. Right. So, certain information about nuclear lamina. Kunkhon nuclear lamina, the dotted portion, right? That's a covering second. That's called as nuclear lamina. It regulates DNA replication. It is made up of what? Network of protein and intermediate fibers. Remember, when we have talked about intermediate fibers, we have talked about a statement called as forming a basket. Right? So, we are talking about the lamina. And who forms the lamina? Intermediate fibers form. Next, come to this one, the nuclear envelope. Nuclear envelope for points. So, please go through. The nuclear envelope is present in the eukaryotic cell, right? Eukaryotic cell, it is present, but we know during prophase what happens. The first point about prophase, breaking down of the nuclear membrane. Yeah. Nuclear membrane is absent in case of a prokaryotic cell. Next. What?
Perinuclear space.
Oh, HVK.
Oh,
perinuclear space. So, nucleus to take on membrane thake, dukhon membrane thake, dukhon membrane or majority space, second space of kami ki boli ko perinuclear space.
Nucleolar. No, nuclear.
Nuclear.
Thank you. Okay. Next. Nuclear core this area where the membranes are disrupted is called as a nuclear core, right? Nuclear core diagram में दिया है sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. What is the function of this core?
Material. Yeah.
Nucleus and cytoplasm का connection.
Connection है.
Right? Yeah. It is maintained by the nuclear core. It controls the passes of the substance in and out of the nucleus. Nuclear pore is plugged. Plugged matlab it remains closed, right? By something called as the annulus. So within this pore, no, and a diagram of this one. Enuka ekon membrane ase. It is a membrane. Ekini part jodi ami enlarge kori ako. So this is the outer membrane. This is the inner membrane. Similarly, this is the outer membrane. This is the inner membrane. So this has a
প্লাগ রাইট এটুক আমি কি কওঁ এনিউলাৰ আৰু ইয়াতে কি থাকিব এটা হোল থাকিব right and through this hole from inside the nucleus the substance passes through the outside so এই বস্তুটোক আমি কি বুলি কওঁ এই যোনটো বস্তু আঁকিলো নহয় এই গোটেইখিনিক আমি কি বুলি কওঁ নিউক্লিয়াৰ pore complex nuclear pore complex ক'ত থাকিব এই এৰিয়াখিনিত য'ত নেকি মেমব্ৰেইনটো নাই right so এইখিনিলৈকে কিবা ডাউট আছে নেকি
No, ma'am.
Any doubt, Sakti-Bilal?
No, ma'am.
Right? So, it holds my structure. Structure is so clear.
Yes, ma'am.
So, question I have, what is the space between the two membranes called as? Ki boli koi? Outer membrane, inner membrane. PNS boli likhi disu baru. It is called as perinuclear space. Next, the dense area inside the nucleus, nucleolus. I mean, our functions for it. Okay.
Yes,
next we have something called as nucleoplasm. What is nucleoplasm? The fluidic material that is present inside the nucleus is called as nucleoplasm. The semi-fluid granular substance is called as nucleoplasm. It is also called as karyolymph. It is made up of nucleic acid, proteins, enzymes. Yes, so you have to just go through. Important is point number 5. The important nuclear enzymes that are present inside the nucleus. What you will have? DNA polymerase, RNA. This is a portion I think you have read in your generic class. Right? Transcription and all those things. Transcription and translation. Next, nucleolus. Nucleolus ki hoy? Okay, when you talk about nucleolus, you have to remember who discovered it also. Right? Fontana is the name that you need to talk about. The term nucleolus was given by, that is also an important point. It is a spherical structure found in the nucleoplasm. Nucleoplasm, I think we understand the fluid here is called as a nucleoplasm. Right? Does it have a membrane? No, it does not have a membrane. What is the function of the nucleolus? Nucleolus is supposed to important function key.
RNA synthesis. RNA synthesis.
What RNA?
rRNA.
Ribosomal RNA, right? Okay. Just look into point number 7 of nucleolus. Ki likha ache isla? It remains attached to a special type of chromosome having a specific position called nucleolar organizing region. Right? Means what? If you are talking about nucleolus, tar upor point of ki likhiso the number of nucleolus kiman thakibo? Is it like this that one nucleus will have only one nucleolus? No. Right? It depends on which cell you are talking about. If that cell wants or have to make more proteins, then the number of nucleolus will be more in that cell. Right? As far as this nucleolus is concerned, where will you find the nucleolus or in which position or where will it remain at? We know inside the nucleus ki thake either chromosomes বা genetic material বা chromatin network, right? Chromosomes will not thake. Kisuman chromosomes or logot a dense structure to attach to thake. So nucleolus ki hoy at a dense structure inside the nucleolus, inside the nucleoplasm. It remains attached to a special chromosome. Right? And junchini jagah hoy that is called as ki NOR. So it remains attached to a special type of chromosome having a specific point called NOR, right? So inside the nucleus, you will have chromosomes. Certain chromosomes are considered as special. Why they are considered as special? Because this chromosome will have a special structure that is called as NOR. তার ইয়াৰ ভিতৰতে যিমানবোৰ ধৰা chromosomes আছে, right? এই chromosomes are ভিতৰত, suppose this chromosome, they have a dense structure, right? এই dense structure to কি বুলি কওঁ? NOR. এডাল ক্ৰোমোজোমৰ নাথাকিবও পাৰে, এডাল ক্ৰোমোজোমৰ আছে বা এডাল ক্ৰোমোজোমৰো আছে. So this chromosome is a special chromosome, this chromosome is also a special chromosome. So in certain special chromosomes, you find the area or a thickening that is called as NOR, and this is the point from where the nucleolus develops. Now the point is, how is this chromosome different from this chromosome? Inside the nucleus, কি থাকে? Chromosomes থাকে. Some, if you have read the PDF, when we talk about chromosome, what is the diagram of a chromosome? Something like this, the most common diagram. If this is a chromosome, A2 or A2 কি বুলি কম? Arms or chromatid? We'll be talking about it. Are A2 কি হয়? Centromere.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? This area is called as key primary constriction. Right? So adult chromosome sound, normal chromosomes bilakot eta jegate constriction thake, and this constriction is called as primary constriction. Kintu kisuman enikoa chromosomes ache jot niki constriction duta jegat thake. So there are certain chromosomes where you will find two constrictions. One obviously would be called as primary constriction, and next you will see that you have another constricted portion. This would be called as secondary constriction, right? Secondary constriction is found only in some types of chromosomes and not in all chromosomes. This secondary constriction is also called as NOR, right? So where will you find the nucleolus is where you can see this special chromosome. Why is this chromosome special? Because this chromosome will have two constricted parts, this one and this one. This area would be called as NOR, and from the NOR, the nucleolus will originate. Is the point understood now?
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone, sobi buji paisa no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The next information is about chromatin. Chromatin, we know, it's a hereditary material. The name chromatin was given by Fleming. You need to know that. Next, when you talk about chromatin, naam to kune dise hetu janibo lagibo. Next, if you want to see the chromatin or the genetic material inside the nucleus, what you'll have to do? You have to stain that. Do you remember we have talked about bacterial staining? Gram stain or kotha koisilu, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Yes,
Now the
ma'am.
question is, why do you stain a bacteria? Bacteria kyo karone stain koro?
Ma'am, technique use का cell properly technique.
See in the inside. Similarly, if you want to see the inside of a nucleus, then obviously you have to stain it, right? When you apply that color, who takes in the color? The chromatin network takes in the color, right? So we have certain stains that are called as nuclear stains. So you have to remember the name of the nuclear stain, right? So who takes in the color? The chromatin network. And when the chromatin network takes in the color, what happens is, inside the nucleus, the chromatin network does not remain uniformly. Some areas are such that the chromatin network remains in an assembled way. ঠিক আছে, বহুত বিলাক একেলগে থাকে আর কিছুমান অকমান scattered কে থাকে. For example, এটা talking about this না, এখানে যেটা suppose chromatin to কি হল বেশিকে থাকিল, একদম dense assemble, আর এখানটা অকমান light কে থাকিলে, ঠিক আছে, আকৌ এখানটা dense কে থাকিলে. So যোনবিলাক dense packing হয়ে আছে, ইহঁতে কি কৰিব? They will take in more color. If I'm talking about this area and this area, this is the area where the chromatin network has been tightly packed, and this is the area where the chromatin network has been loosely packed. Now, when you apply the stain, this part will also take in the stain, and this part will also take in the stain. Who will take in more stain? Obviously, this part will take in more stain. Is the concept clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Inside the nucleus, what you have? Chromatin, right? In certain areas, the chromatin network remains tightly packed, and in certain areas, the chromatin network is loosely packed. When you go for staining, the tightly packed chromatin network will take in more color. As a result, this portion will look dark in color as compared to this portion. So accordingly, we have two types of chromatin that is called as heterochromatin and euchromatin. In the next page, I think you will see the difference, right? Now, the question that is asked is, the question from this point is, so we have certain points of difference. We have, as we said, no, this will be darker in color, this will be lighter in color, right? One is called as heterochromatin, one is called as euchromatin, right? Just look into the difference. If you're talking about heterochromatin, the points that you need to remember, dark. The second point is genetically inactive. So these are inactive, these are more active, right? Next. Okay, those two words are most important. First is dark and next is inactive. हाँ.
मैम ये तो मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ जो मॉलिक्यूलर इनहेरिटेंस में दिया है तो दो तीन लाइन.
Euchromatin और heterochromatin, लेकिन यहाँ से like the question that is asked is, the suppose question ऐसा आएगा, the chromatin that is light and active is heterochromatin or euchromatin. Then you have to say that if it is light and active, then it is euchromatin. Right? If it is dark and inactive, then it is called as heterochromatin. Right? So these 2 points are most important from different point of view. As far as the trick to remember is concerned, abhi to like you are reading this chapter, so it's very easy to understand and remember. Euchromatin kya hota hai, heterochromatin kya hota hai. Right? After maybe once you go to another chapter, you might forget also. Right? So the trick to remember is, so what we have studied is chromatin has been divided into 2 types. One is called as hetero and one is called as eu. Right? So what you remember, the trick or the tip, you are always light and active. अपने आप को मोटा बोलने से अच्छा लगेगा क्या?
नहीं मैम, लेकिन कोई को मोटा बोलना पसंद करता है, तो बहुत
अभी हम लोग नहीं बोलते हैं. We are always beautiful, right? So what do you remember? You are light and active. So if you remember this trick, then obviously I don't think you'll find any difference between heterochromatin and euchromatin, right? So whenever you are talking about euchromatin is light in color and they are genetically active. So that's the only line that you remember about this chromatin. Chromatin क्या होता है? Genetic network, right? In the form of a thread. Chromatin condensation leads to chromosome formation. Yes? Cell division means, I think we have read about all this. Types of chromatin, 2 types of chromatin, euchromatin and heterochromatin, difference between the two, and the difference that we have given. And another point is, as far as transcription is concerned, what is transcription? Genetics में, I think you have come across 2 words. DNA से RNA बनाने के लिए, हाँ, DNA से RNA बनाने का process, that is called as transcription. So questions आता है transcription कहाँ पे होता है? Heterochromatin और euchromatin. Transcription obviously कौन करेंगे? जो active, the one is active, will do more work. So obviously euchromatin will go for transcription. Right? Anyone who is genetically active will obviously go for such process. I think we can wind up the class today. What do you say? It's already 10. So what we'll do is, we have completed what? The nucleus, right? So we are left with just one part, that is chromosome and cell inclusion. Now the option is yours. You want to continue the class or you want to go for the next class? I mean, we can do it in the next class. That will also depend on how many doubts you have in the chromosome chapter, I mean unit. Okay, question, please answer.
Yes, आपको ठीक लगेगा.
I to keep on going and I can finish up the class. Okay, any student having any doubt from the chromosome chapter, provided you have read it?
পঢ়িছা নাই আগতে?
আগতে পঢ়িছো।
It is only you who is answering.
मैम मैम यहाँ तो मैंने जो पढ़ा है उसे पढ़ के देख लेता है मैम, फिर डाउट होगा तो अगला क्लास में करेंगे.
Okay. I think that is okay with me. So we'll wind up the class today. In the next portion, please read the portion that is left with, that is we'll start with promoter.
जल्दी क्लास खत्म हो जाए तो आपको कुछ डाउट होगा तो पूछ लेंगे मैम.
बिल्कुल. And up till the portion that we have studied now, next class की कोई बार गुटे सेल टू पढ़िबा, the doubts से लोगा, and we'll complete this leftover portion also. All right? Thank you.
Thank you ma'am. Good night ma'am.
Good night.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.